It starts with a number that feels like a breakthrough. $1,000. 4 digits. Clean, simple, achievable. You check your account, and for the first time, it doesn't feel empty. It feels stable. Like you finally crossed something. Like you're no longer behind. Now fast forward. $10,000. 10 times more money. A number that should feel powerful. A number that should feel secure. But it doesn't. Instead, it feels small. Uncomfortable, even. Like you're still not where you're supposed to be. And that's the strange part. Because nothing about this is logical. $10,000 should feel 10 times better than $1,000. But it doesn't. And that's not a personal problem. That's a system effect. At $1,000, your world is simple. Your expenses are controlled. Your expectations are low. You're not thinking about investing strategies or long-term wealth. You're thinking about survival with a little breathing room. And $1,000 feels like proof that you're moving forward, that things are getting better. But at $10,000, something shifts. Not because the money changed, but because your perspective did. Now you're aware of bigger goals, aware of what things actually cost, aware of how far $10,000 really goes and how quickly it disappears. Let's walk through it. Not dramatically, just realistically. You think about moving to a better apartment. A few months of rent and deposits, a big chunk gone. You think about buying a reliable car. Down payment, gone. You think about building an emergency fund. 6 months of expenses, you're already stretched. $10,000 isn't nothing. But it's not freedom either. It's that awkward middle. Too big to ignore, too small to change your life. And that's where the feeling breaks. At $1,000, money gives you confidence. At $10,000, money gives you awareness. And awareness is heavier. Because now you can see the gap. The gap between where you are and what it actually takes to feel secure. This is where most people blame themselves. They think, maybe I'm bad with money. Maybe I need to save more. Maybe I'm not disciplined enough. But the real issue isn't discipline, it's scale. Because modern life doesn't grow in straight lines. It grows in jumps. Basic expenses grow slowly, but stability? Stability is expensive. Housing jumps. Healthcare jumps. Time off work? That's expensive too. At $1,000, you're playing a small game. At $10,000, you've stepped into a bigger one without realizing how big it actually is. And here's the part no one explains. The system is designed to make $10,000 feel small. Because the moment you reach it, your reference point changes. At $1,000, you compare yourself to your past. At $10,000, you compare yourself to other people. People investing. People building assets. People talking about financial independence. People for whom $10,000 is just the starting line. And suddenly, your progress feels like nothing. Not because it is nothing, but because you're measuring it differently. Money doesn't just change what you can do. It changes what you can see. At $1,000, you don't see the full system. At $10,000, you start to. You start noticing how fragile things still are. How one unexpected expense can erase months of effort. And then comes the uncomfortable realization. Income is not the same as wealth. At lower levels, that difference doesn't feel important. But here, it matters. Because you can earn good money and still feel stuck. You can save consistently and still feel behind. Because the game isn't just about earning. It's about how money behaves after you earn it. Saving is linear. You add a little at a time. But real wealth? That comes from growth, from systems, from money that starts moving on its own. And $10,000 is right in that uncomfortable zone. It's not small enough to ignore, but not large enough to generate real momentum. You're stuck in between, too aware to feel comfortable, too early to feel free. And once you see that, you can't go back to how $1,000 felt. Now the conversation changes. You start hearing about investing, compounding, assets, passive income. It sounds exciting until you look closer. Because now the benchmarks move again. $10,000 isn't enough. You need $100,000. Even $100,000 isn't real wealth anymore. And just like that, the finish line shifts. Again. This is how the system keeps you moving. Because if $10,000 felt like enough, you might stop. You might slow down. But instead, it creates a new standard. So you keep going, keep earning, keep chasing. Not because you're irrational, but because you've seen the gap. And once you see the gap, standing still feels risky. Now step back. Look at what actually changed. At $1,000, you felt ahead. You felt progress. You felt in control. At $10,000, you feel pressure. You feel behind. You feel exposed. Same person, same effort, different perspective. And that's the real mechanism. Money is relative. It's not just about how much you have. It's about what you compare it to. And those comparisons scale faster than money itself, which means no matter how much you earn, there's always a level where it stops feeling like enough. That's the loop. You chase a number, you reach it, it shrinks. You chase the next one, over and over again. So here's the uncomfortable question. If $10,000 doesn't feel like enough, will 20,000? Will 50,000? Will 100,000? Or will the feeling stay the same, just at a higher level? Because if the feeling doesn't change, then what exactly are you chasing? More money? Or a sense of control? And if it's control, then maybe the number was never the real problem. Maybe the system that defines enough is. Because right now, $1,000 feels rich because your world is small. $10,000 feels poor because your world expanded. And once it expands, there's no going back. So the real question isn't, how do I make more money? The real question is, at what point does more stop changing how you feel? And if that point doesn't exist, then what does enough actually look like?